Brent Gage, and we're from a cybersecurity company out of Houston, Texas. We offer a SaaS solution for risk assessments, remediations, and dashboards across organizations to take care of that risk. It's called SecurityGate. Today, we're talking about bridging the gap between the CISO and the SME. And as I mentioned, I'm joined by Brent Gage. He's somebody who fits that SME description to a T. Brent, why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Brent Gage. I've been with SecurityGate for about 4 years now. I do kind of a dual role, cybersecurity engineer and subject matter expert on the platform. Worked with clients in defense industry, oil and gas, chemical, power generation, lots of IT stuff too, cloud computing and the like. It's pretty broad range with different clients. A lot of different frameworks. I really enjoy this job, and I feel like we're doing good stuff here.
That's awesome. Yeah. And hi, everybody again. Bill Lawrence. I'm the CISO at SecurityGate. I've been here for going on 4 months now. And part of my responsibilities are working with the folks like Brent on the team, protecting the crown jewels with cybersecurity. Long time ago, I was a computer science major. Then I went into the Navy for 20 years doing critical infrastructure destruction, flying F-14 Tomcats and F-18 Super Hornets. Following that, I got some project management expertise and went to a company called NERC, the North American Electric Reliability Corporation, where that plus some cybersecurity skills got me to be the chief security officer there. Came to join SecurityGate because of the fun stuff that we're doing here across all the sectors, as opposed to just in the electricity subsector. So, Brent, since you're a subject matter expert, why don't you talk to them a little bit about your experiences out there in the field and working in organizations that have critical infrastructure and a lot of risks they need to manage?
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Well, for me, there is some overlap. Like I said, I do dual roles here, and there is some overlap in the SME as well as the cybersecurity engineer role in a lot of different places I've worked. It really just depends on the title and what they need to do at any given point in time. But I've noticed there's really two main management styles that I've run into. And they're depending on the company size, but they don't have to be. The first one is don't bring a problem unless there's a solution. So if you see an issue, make it known. Also, what you plan to do to handle it. That one's really better focused for some time when you're just incredibly stressed for resources and you don't have time to dig into the stuff. The other one is more hands-on. Management wants to drive any solutions, even suggested. They'll give you a list of criteria after you come up with the problem, and then they'll let you help with the solutions. Just avoid you getting steered in a direction they don't want you to go.
So which one do you think is a better management style?
Like I said, they are situation dependent, but honestly, most times you kind of want a hybridization of both. I mean, you don't want to bring every single little issue to somebody that needs to keep the bigger picture in their head. At the same time, you don't want to be going off and doing stuff that they may or may not be aware of. Periodic updates combined with bringing solutions for any major problems that crop up seems to be the best way to go.
Well, sounds great. So what kind of situation changes are critical in those environments that you've worked in?
Any change in permissions levels, any kind of recommended policy change for security standpoint. Sometimes you'll identify control you didn't even realize you were missing. Everything looks good on paper, but when the rubber meets the road after an evaluation period, it just doesn't seem to be doing what it needs to do. Those kinds of periodic updates are really helpful because they help management structure changes down the line. A lot of the stuff, see instantaneous. Obviously, anything up or down. If anything goes down, instant response. That's instant. That's going to be always. Things that are just pain points or taking too long, things of that nature. Try to work those out with a solution yourself before you bring them up. I think it's probably the best way for some of those.
That sounds like a lot of stuff that you're having to control, to change, to verify. How did you keep track of all that?
Well, at least the current role, the SME stuff is I don't have to keep track of a lot of it, which is nice. It's kept track for me. They just kind of pull me away when I need to do it. Keeping track of the corporation as a whole, the stuff that we've got in place, that's just it sucks, but it's documentation. You got to document everything. And that does take time out of your day as well. So it's kind of a balancing act. You want to make sure everything's up and running, but you need to make sure people know what is up and running and how it runs.
Yeah. Yeah. Making sure everything's up and running. That makes a lot of sense. That's why, the further I've gotten along in my career, the further and further away I get from operational keyboard work, anything that can have an effect on equipment and whatnot. But in that role, a lot of times strategically, you have to pick the right framework for your organization. That can be challenging. There's some organizations trying what I call roll their own and make their choices and around their controls, and then either don't do it consistently across the entire organization, or don't even think of some of the stuff that they should be thinking of. And that's why we encourage folks to take a good look at the frameworks and the standards that are out there, already worked on by a lot of experts. NIST, CSF, cybersecurity framework is a perfect example there that we see a lot of folks working with. And two, it still gives you a lot of granularity when you get down to how you want to get your controls set. But it also makes sure that you're not missing any bases. You got everything covered.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I've definitely seen the roll your own go wrong before. It's definitely a fraught circumstance. Sometimes it can work, but it can easily go wrong. But when you're getting all this information, what's the most common ways you see people gather it?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Definitely folks who are looking to build a good control set around their critical infrastructure. A lot of folks look at templates or spreadsheets or Word documents, anything in the Office suite, and then try to make sense of that as they collect everything from the teams and then put it into the sometimes even, just emailing it around to try and get updates from folks if they are at separate locations or working on separate shifts. So a lot of that has been out there. And I think that there's definitely room for improvement from that aspect. The other thing is too, as you're sending out all those requests for information, the surveys, the questionnaires, or the spreadsheets that you might have some expert who's got something really neat to try and get it updated automatically. It takes up a lot of the subject matter expert's time, gets them away from their job, away from keeping that machinery up, away from keeping it working safely. And those are the other considerations there too. Especially if you're undergoing an audit or have to show compliance for something, gather all that documentation that you just said, and have meeting after meeting after meeting to try and do all that, and then put it in some kind of digestible format into a report. That can take up people's whole months as opposed to just days and weeks.
Oh yeah, and information sharing, like it's the biggest problem is getting it across the different parts, different domains. I mean, doing like a BIA, just getting the information from certain departments can be like pulling teeth. You got any tips or tricks for that you found over time?
Yeah, business impact analysis is a really good one. We've seen organizations successfully go through those and focus the effort, and also manage the dissemination of the information across the organization, and getting all that information back together and bringing it to try and figure out how the business would be impacted based on a certain scenario, and then what they'd be able to do in terms of what they'd be able to handle in terms of downtime. The less you're using, text or chat or email, and the more you're working within a secure solution, the better off you're going to be with the organization and with those team members that need to provide the answers for that kind of stuff. So then the trick is, once you get everything, being able to put it into a digestible format that can work not only, with the different business organizations. So you've got IT, security, and you've got OT folks working together, talking about risks using the same lexicon. That's very powerful. And then you're able to take that potentially and, keep it, hopefully a single pane of glass, show it off to anybody, including the rest of the C-suite, and point to the areas, in terms of risk, in terms of threat, your compliance, your maturity, and then also turn it into a human readable report at the end. That's really valuable there too, and something that we're pretty proud of here at our organization. So those are the kind of challenges that drove us to come to SecurityGate, to work on making people's lives better. Because if we do that, the security providers out there, the SMEs, as well as the C-suite, the CISO, we're helping protect critical infrastructure in our own way. And I think picking the ability to pick one framework that works with you, or if you have your own custom one, you can put that into a customizable module. That makes it really nice. And then spreading all those assessments across the team, because nobody's got all of the answers unless you're a really small shop. And especially when you get to a larger organization, geographically dissimilar places, you can, kind of rack and stack where everybody is and get a good benchmark about across the organization there. Bring it up all on one screen of glass. Take a look at that and see the changes over time too, because what you don't want to do is get that risk remediation, everything you put some hard work into, and then just put it on a shelf. You want to be able to pull that out, look at the tasks that are ahead, assign those to the teams, get them remediated, do the validation on that, and then pull it back in and see the progress as it goes along. Is there anything I missed, Brent? I think we covered what.
Pretty much covered it, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun so far, and we look forward to your questions. Hopefully, this has been educational to you, and thank you very much.